Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today to celebrate the 31 days of Halloween. And yes, if anyone tells you that this month isn't called Halloween and it's called this October thing, I don't know. If anyone tells you that Halloween is only just one day of the year and not actually 31, well, they're wrong. And they are liar, liar, pants on fire, and you don't want to hang around them because they're definitely the first people that Michael Myers will go after. But we are not talking about slasher villains. No, 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 no. We are talking about the top 5 scary kaiju. And yes, I'm going to be focusing mostly on kaiju. That means no... on this list, no Sentai or Rider villains. I'll probably do a separate list for next year. Maybe. Who knows? So... this is mostly focused, on the likes of Gamera, Ultraman, and Godzilla Kaiju. So, without further ado, let's get on to the list. First off, gotta give an honorable mention to Seabozu. He won't be the only Ultra Kaiju on the list, but I will say Seabozu, out of all the ones mentioned, is the least scariest. But because in the episode he is sort of seen as more pitiful, because he's just kind of a homesick monster. So really, Seabozu is not scary at all by himself. But the reason I want to give him an honorable mention is because the concept behind Seabozu and the design is a bit, scary, because Seabozu originates from the monster graveyard. And he is just like this skeleton-looking kaiju. He's basically a ghost kaiju, and just kind of that concept of, the graveyard and, go like a ghost kaiju. Just that concept is pretty spooky, pretty scary. Anyway, I also think Seabozu is just kind of like the perfect Halloween monster. He is the perfect Halloween kaiju. Yeah. Anyway, on to the real top 5. First up, we got Desghidorah. Now, if you want to hear more of my thoughts on Desghidorah, I did a little thing on my podcast, John vs. Film. I talk about the rebirth of Mothra, the movie he appears in. Go check it out. But kind of give you a recap, Desghidorah was probably one of the scariest kaiju of my childhood, as mostly because of that roar of his. Like, oh my god, that roar is scary and chilling. Like, it is probably the most scary roar I've ever heard from a kaiju. Other than that, just kind of Desghidorah's, design as well, with the red eyes and darker skin and red wings. He is literally death combined with King Ghidorah. That's that's a scary concept alone, but it's just, it's so good here. And look what he does with Mothra, like the larva Mothra. He literally makes the larva Mothra, which will later become Mothra Leo, gush blood. My god, he was so ruthless. That's why he's number 5, but I'm kind of surprised he's not higher up on the list, but there's other kaiju that beat him. And who would beat Desghidorah in number 4? Well, I am obviously looking at the side of my screen, which is going to screw up the video. But anyway, for number 4, we got Destoroyah. Yeah, Destoroyah. Is it Destoroyah? Yeah, Destoroyah. I love how that is the official name of Destoroyah, not just Destroyer. Yeah, Destroyer would just... yeah. Oh, it's just Destroyer. No, this is Destoroyah. To keep the Japanese pronunciation. Anyway, reason why Destoroyah. Now I'm gonna mess up saying his name. The reason why Destoroyah is number 4 because he is a kaiju devil. I mean, he is literally the devil. If he was a giant Daikaiju, I almost said giant Daikaiju, which would literally mean giant monster. I mean, to be fair, he is one of the biggest kaiju on the list, but anyway, he is the devil as a Daikaiju, and he kills Godzilla Jr. Jerk, and also puts a really good fight with Burning Godzilla. There's something very menacing with, Destoroyah's form, and even his earlier forms, like his second and third form, where he's more like a crab monster. He still takes aspects of both Predator and Alien into his design, and I love how they took those influences into Destoroyah's design. It works really, really well. And also red. I love the color red, so props for Destoroyah for using the color red appropriately. Reason why he's not on the list higher? He does get taken out by the humans, so oh well. For number 3, we got Iris from Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris. Ooh. What makes this kaiju scary is because it is Destoroyah, he is the, obviously, the image of the devil, with the horns and stuff like that, where he looks like the devil. Iris is more akin to kind of what the devil is supposed to be. He's supposed to be this very beautiful and manipulative creature. In reality, or at least Satan is supposed to be. He's not supposed to be ugly with horns. Actually, he's supposed to be tempting you. It's seducing you with what he has to offer. And Iris acts similar, especially with this design. It is a very hauntingly beautiful design. That's what I call it. There's a lot of aspects to Iris's design that is beautiful, and it starts off very cute, and it gets a little menacing in the end. But again, there's just this. I don't know what else to describe it, but hauntingly beautiful. Because there's a lot of color and lights to him. He's sort of like this angel of death. And he's also one of my favorite Gamera Kaiju. So that bias might have helped, but yeah. Anyway, and what he does with his relationship to Asami. Nope, wrong one. Ayana. I wrote it down on the notes, but I was an idiot by not looking at the notes. So Iris really just erupts this little Iris uses this already wanting this trauma and revenge, this desire of revenge Ayana had towards Gamera to his own benefit. And it's just, and also the way, and the thing he puts against say Gyaos, where Gyaos does eat people. What Iris does, he sucks all the insides from people, leaving them nothing but skin, bones, and their eyes. It is so terrifying. Iris is definitely up there. Now, for number 2, it is sort of cheating. It is kind of cheating because it's actually 2 kaiju. But I think they're similar enough where I'm hoping you guys let me get away with it, please. Because number 2, we got the kaiju Zetton. So yeah, Zetton, tied with the recent kaiju, Ultra Kaiju, Greeza. And they sort of act similar in a way, just being this like end, like they're both like the end, final boss foe for the Ultraman of that series. Zetton for the original Ultraman, and Greeza for Ultraman X. And not like ones that like defeat Ultraman and are very intimidating foes. In fact, Greeza was inspired by Zetton, if I remember, or if I've heard correctly. And it doesn't surprise me, if you watch Ultraman X, you could definitely get the Zetton vibes from Greeza. Where they differentiate is that Zetton is just intimidating by just being like an unstoppable powerhouse. Because like Ultraman throws everything at Zetton, but nothing works. It's only like the humans who are able to, who are finally able to beat Zetton. Oh, and I guess, while I knock Destoroyah for happening the same thing, Zetton, that's more of like, that's part of the show's lesson and whatnot. It's sort of like Ultraman is supposed to teach humans to fend for themselves and whatnot, so this Zetton serves more of like the theme of the overarching show. But Greeza, I will say Greeza I think is just a tiny bit scarier because, well, one, Zetton has lost his luster in years as he's become a bit easier to beat since his original appearance. But Greeza, he's still very new, and still, even though has been beaten, is still considered an intimidating force, where even Juggless Juggler was like, oh no, that's Greeza. Guys, out. Like, get out of there now. Where he was like, this is actually like, this ain't just a kaiju, this is like legit scary. And the best way, I think the best comparison to Greeza is the Joker, like Batman's Joker, because Greeza is like this unpredictable, chaotic force, especially with that laugh of his, like his roar is, reminiscent of a laugh. But what's also really kind of creepy is how Greeza moves in such an unnatural way. So yeah, they're both really probably like some of the most scariest kaiju in the Ultraman universe. I'm sure others have, their own, scary kaiju, but to me, these are top tier scary kaiju from the Ultraman universe. And for number 1, scariest kaiju is whatever I created on Manila Monday. So, joking aside, number 1 is actually technically the weakest kaiju on this list. But I have a good reason. And that is Gaira from War of the Gargantuas. When I was watching, I don't know when this video is coming up. So I think this video is coming up before the John vs. Film episode's coming out, but I did an episode about my thoughts on War of the Gargantuas, and I mentioned how scary Gaira was, like legit. Like, probably because maybe this is the most human kaiju on the list, so we can project ourselves more onto Gaira, but there's something like very haunting where, and just definitely chilling, like that shot from underwater where we see Gaira looking up, that's scary. Like, that is scary. Another scary shot is just Gaira looking through the airport window. Like, I know there was like a similar scene with Kong in the original King Kong, where that I just felt more like sorry for Kong because he's like confused and stuff. Gaira is more like he's looking for food. Like, he's genuinely looking to eat people, and that's a definitely, like he eats people, he spits out their clothes. It's just, oh my, like, man, Gaira's scary, y'all. Like, legit scary. Even as like an adult, when I was rewatching, I was getting in. I was like, man, Gaira's pretty scary. Yeah, I might have some more to say in the podcast episode coming out, and I kind of want to cut it off because I'm starting to lose my voice. So anyway, that is it for my top 5 scariest, kaiju. And I got future videos coming up for this month of Halloween. So, they are stuff that are somewhat, related to the month of Halloween. So, and they're also going to be big videos. They have taken me a lot longer to make, and I've also procrastinated. So, if this video does come out being fairly unedited, I apologize, but I'm busy working on these 2 videos. They are pretty, at least one of them is going to be super big. The other one might not be as big, but hey, we'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content from me, make sure to press subscribe, hit the bell icon, and check out all the other stuff that I got on the channel. Leave a like on the video if you like Scary Kaiju. Leave a dislike if you dislike kaiju, whether they are scary or not. But also leave a comment. Not only tell me what I did right or what I was doing wrong, but also tell me who your favorite scary kaiju is. I'm very interested to see. And anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care and shwatch!